Philosophy might seem overwhelming with its big words like hypotheticals and isms, but it's really just two things: understanding how the world works and figuring out how to live better. Think of ancient philosophers as curious explorers. They asked questions and shared ideas, not to confuse us, but to help us see life clearly. Let's break down one of these ideas: cynicism. Cynicism started in ancient Greece with Antisthenes, a student of Socrates. It teaches people to live simply, focus on being good, and ignore society's rules. Today, cynicism means being negative, but the original philosophy was about freedom, living in harmony with nature, including human nature, and trusting your instincts over society's demands. Cynics believed virtue, being ethical and self-sufficient, comes from reasoning, not chasing money, fame, or stuff. For example, Diogenes of Sinope famously gave up his wealth to live in a barrel. He mocked materialism, arguing that possessions trap us. Cynics criticized institutions like politics and religion, calling them corrupt distractions from a good life. They practiced asceticism, meaning they owned only necessities. Imagine skipping fancy cars or trendy gadgets, just basic clothes, a small home, and simple food. Cynics said true freedom comes from needing less. If you depend on stuff, you're not truly free. Cynics also embraced shamelessness to expose society's hypocrisy. Diogenes took this to extremes. He urinated on rude people, pooped in public, and flipped folks off. Gross, yes, but his goal was to make people question why they cared about manners more than honesty. He wanted to prove societal rules are arbitrary. Self-mastery was key. By ignoring others' opinions, cynics aimed to stay calm in any situation. Diogenes' wild stunts, like drinking water with his hands instead of a cup, showed he didn't care what others thought. His message: don't let desires or peer pressure control you. Modern cynicism equals skepticism, but ancient cynicism was freedom through simplicity. Diogenes' barrel life and anti-wealth rants weren't just weird. They were protests against greed. He believed happiness comes from within, not from stuff. Even his middle finger was a lesson. Why let my actions bother you? So, cynicism isn't about grumbling. It's about questioning norms, ditching greed, and finding peace in simplicity. Sure, ancient cynics were eccentric, public masturbation. No thanks. But their core idea, that less stuff equals more freedom, still resonates. Next time you stress over trends or money, ask, what would Diogenes do? Now, let's talk about Stoicism. Stoicism began in ancient Greece with Zeno of Citium. Like cynics, Stoics focus on aligning with nature, the universe's order. They argue resisting what's beyond our control, like external events or others' opinions, blocks virtue. Instead, focus on what you can control: thoughts, actions, and choices. Stoics practice amor fati, or love of fate, embracing challenges as growth opportunities. They even contemplate worst-case scenarios, like taking cold showers, to build resilience. By staying present, not obsessing over the future, they foster kindness, empathy, and duty. Stoic virtue has 4 pillars: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Achieve this with habits like journaling or following calm role models. Next up, nihilism and optimistic nihilism. Nihilism rejects inherent meaning, seeing life's value as a human-made construct. It dismisses absolute morality, calling rules societal inventions. But optimistic nihilism flips this. No inherent meaning. Great, create your own. Friedrich Nietzsche saw nihilism as a catalyst to destroy old values and build new ones. His Übermensch, or Overman, creates personal purpose, moving to existentialism. Existentialism, championed by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, says existence precedes essence. We're not born with purpose, we create it through choices. This freedom is liberating but daunting. Endless choices breed anxiety. Now, absurdism. Camus' Absurdism argues life's meaninglessness clashes with our search for purpose. Embrace the absurd. Rebel against despair, like Sisyphus, finding joy in eternal struggle. Next, hedonism and Epicureanism. Hedonism prioritizes pleasure, physical or emotional. Epicureanism refines this. Seek simple, lasting joys and avoid excess. Epicurus warned that luxury breeds dissatisfaction. True happiness comes from friendship, knowledge, and moderation. Finally, Daoism. Daoism teaches harmony with the Tao, or the natural flow of existence. Practice Wu Wei, effortless action, and balance yin, passive, and yang, active, energies. Live simply, let go of control, and find peace in the present. All these philosophies share a goal: happiness through harmony. Mix and match their ideas. Be your own philosopher.